Welcome back, everybody. We're here back for more Monster Train. Finally got ourselves a win, so let's try to keep that streak rolling with more random Max Covenant. Let's go. And it looks like Hellhorned continuing to be our main clan. That's okay. We've made it work. We'll make it work again. And we got Exiled Umbra as our pair. Not a big fan with them as the pair clan. I think the Exiled Hero is quite good, but Plinks are quite horrendous, typically speaking, so that's unfortunate. Though it does give us a variety of spells that can reach the back units between that and the torches in the early phases of the game. We once again start with some welder helpers. Maybe we go for some heavy armor build again, and Branding Right helps with that as well, and then some Primal Dust. Alright card. So we got here. Ooh, both pretty decent options early on. I'll probably go with Mind Jacks. Having a bigger floor just can help you get up some pretty good things. Lots of room for morsels and stuff, though. Definitely not insane to take the spike here and just start with your units buffed up. Pretty strong, but let's go with Mind Jacks. I think it'll end up being better in the long term for sure. Alright, and once more we get the choice between the aggressive Hornbreaker Prince or the tanky one. And once again, as last time with Umbra, I don't think I'm that interested in having the tanky version here, so we'll just go for the Slay triggers. Well, I guess they both have Slay triggers, so we'll go for the Slay triggers, that give us attack. And we get Spikes as an option. Obviously bad for our champion, but we do have these welder helpers to help out, and we have lots of damage spells, so I feel like we'll be able to clear these guys out pretty well before they even get close to us. Ideally, we'd like to set up in this middle floor where we have additional space, and I think I will do that. We can afford to take one spike hit, but now let's just go ahead and plink and torch and just get some morsels down. Lifesteal also helps us quite a bit here. Alright, so definitely want to get at least a Train Steward down. That'll help us get the kill on the Collector, as well as avoid the spike hit on our champion. And then just have to decide, obviously playing at least one Plink down here, and have to decide between second Plink versus Train Steward. We have a couple more Train Stewards on the way. We have some welder helpers that can do stuff as well, so I think I'm okay with skipping out on this one and just eliminating threats. And here we'll go for... we need to make sure that these go in the back, so our champion gets the kill. Yeah, we'll just go for the good ones and throw some of these guys up above. Though with 2 health, of course, it's a little tricky, but we get to go ahead and torch this, and then just play our 2 welder helpers as tanks, and we should be in perfectly good shape with the boss. Whatever. Probably should just play the Primal Dust, but I don't think it matters one way or the other, really. Should easily win here. Alright, nice and easy first fight. Again, the Plinks are really good while you're fighting the basic clergymen, but once you're done with those, they get bad fast, so... something to think about. That said, Molting Imp kind of covers the same job, so I don't think we need it. Fledgling Imp a little more interesting. Again, we have the extra space, so we can maybe fit a few Imps here and there to help us out. I'm not sure how good 3 Rages. It is on the entire floor, which is something. And Fortify could be okay. A little defensive measure. Make sure our Hornbreak Prince stays alive against stuff like Sweep. Maybe I pick that up. Don't think I'll go for copying it a million times again, but it's a pretty good one to have. And here, I think I like Entumber Assault better than making of a morsel. The morsel miner, obviously, the better of the morsels, but this gives you a little added utility and gives you more morsels and so on. So I just like this a little bit better. And we get to go pick up an Umbra unit, which is nice. Okay, slightly awkward upgrades. Let's see what we find though. And let's see, our boss is the attack every turn boss. So Crucible Warden actually one of the best tanks you can hope for against this one, as it doesn't care about melee weakness too much, and the boss doesn't multi-attack, so the damage shields are really good. So happy to see that one. That said, are these the upgrades I want? We have a lot of money, so we can afford a reroll if we'd like. I don't think that's bad. I'm potentially looking at these welder helpers and thinking about Endless as well as a possibility. If we can find a way to get rid of them later on, and you know, Entumbra Assault does an okay job of that, and Torch as well, but obviously you'd like something like a sacrifice engine of some kind. But they could be interesting if we can get, you know, 20 armor every turn on a Crucible Warden. That's quite good. I'll give it a shot, and we'll see. Maybe I regret it later, but I think there could be something there. And then just figuring out what I want to give this Crucible Warden. Giving it some damage shields to start isn't so bad. So we could start there. And then do I want to reroll to try and look for some health or something? Or we could just grab the attack. This is one that I actually do like multi-strike on, but of course we can't afford that if we reroll here, so let's see where we're going next. I guess we're probably just hitting another Merchant of Steel, given our options here. We're going to want the extra unit, so I might as well save the money and see what we can find. Alright, we get our sweep boss, and enemies stronger again, and they have spikes. So this is really going to all be down to the Crucible Warden, as our Hornbreaker Prince is going to have a hard time with the spikes and the sweep. So do I think this is strong enough? Well, that depends on how many morsels we can feed it. The Plinks should still be okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on. Alright, let's see what is up. Alright, so let's hope this Plink gets reasonably lucky. Okay, that's really, really good. Definitely play these. I don't know how much point there is to playing the Prince. It will just die to the boss in a single hit, so I mean, so will the Train Stewards, I suppose. I can try to give this armor and at least have it survive a hit. And we'll play a Train Steward up here for the possible Collector. Alright, well, the Collector spawned over here. We have some options on how to kill it. Let's see if we can get lucky with the Blink. We do not, that's okay. Definitely play these guys. And yeah, I will give the Prince a little bit of armor. Right. Yeah, I mean, that makes him survive quite a few hits, actually, so that's really good. Unfortunately, the rest of these not too helpful, so... Alright, and once again, trying to get lucky there. It's not bad. And I will get our Welder Helper to pump up the front unit as well, and that should put us in pretty fantastic shape. Alright, and we win. Good stuff. Get another AoE, not too interested. Definitely don't need a direct damage spell, I don't think. We can look to improve a few of these torches and they'll do the job. Plus we have the Entumbra Assault. Ritual Battle's interesting, but a little too expensive, I think, for right now. So this one's a skip. I do want more ways to make morsels. Again, the Plinks are gonna have a hard time later on unless we can like pick up some spell power on them or some such, so... I think another Entumbra Assault should do pretty well for us. We can kill our own imp with it, and there's definitely some plays there. Second Crucible Warden, probably not as valuable. It'll be hard to get enough morsels to feed all of them, so I could pick up the Morsel Maker. Give it a steady stream. That seems pretty good. It'll make it harder to fit all the things we need to fit on the floor, but maybe we can set them up on, say, floor 3 and try to set up something else on floor 2. So I'll be picking this guy up for sure. Just a strong 2-card combo that gets you off the ground. And that said, I will go ahead and pick up another unit. With the extra capacity, we're going to want a few more units than usual. Alright, attack health quick. Not so bad. Well, Steelworker continues to be kind of trash, and Branded Warrior could be better if we do end up setting up a big floor in the middle. You know, getting rage to everyone is kind of nice, though it does compete for Slay triggers with the Hornbreaker Prince, which I don't like too much. Tough call, honestly. I don't like either of these units very much, but I could see some application in the Branded Warrior, and there are definitely at least artifacts that make it quite strong as well, so I'll grab it, and we'll see how that goes. And let's see, Quick on the Crucible Warden is alright. It can sometimes save us a damage shield, though it doesn't make it a particularly strong unit to begin with. But I mean, it's gonna get fed a bunch of stuff, so it's definitely not too bad. I don't think Quick on the Branded Warrior is good. It'll be easier to set up kills for it if we can attack in an order of our choosing. Though certainly giving it attack is nice, so I'll go ahead and do that. I think here I'm just gonna give extra health to this. Quick just doesn't appeal that much. Then go ahead and reroll as well. Alright, ooh, multi-strike's really good though. So I was gonna just give this a battle stone and make sure it can survive, but I think multi-striking on this is quite strong, so let's go ahead and do that instead. And let's see what we find in the cave. Alright, so we can either get some extra energy or pick these up for slightly better cards in the future. We do have 2 X spells already, so that's not bad. We have a unit that costs 2, we have a spell that costs 2. I think I'm okay with picking up the extra energy here. It'll make things a bit easier going forward. We can happily pick up draw from here. We can pick more expensive units. Obviously, the blights in our deck aren't ideal, but alright, it loves doing this smaller and bigger thing. So this is 6. There's a bomb up here. We need to keep that in mind. And they're double exploding as well. Okay. So I would like to maybe get one of these set up with... So let's see, these guys are 3 slots. So we can't quite fit everything. If we didn't get this floor smaller, we could actually just fit everything on one floor. That would be really great, but we can't. So we'll have to kind of decide who's going where. And I think I'll do the Branded Warrior in the middle with the Crucible Warden and the Morsel Maker, so that's 3, 4, 5. And then I guess I'll just play a Welder Helper for now. That should be okay, and we'll set up the Hornbreaker Prince on top. Try to give it some sort of human shield for now. It's not going to do great, but I think the middle floor should handle it well enough. I think I just go ahead and put the armor on this. Then we go Prince, Steward, Morsel, and then might as well eat a Morsel here as well. Now we draw a Warden, that's useful. Go ahead and play that. then ideally torch this thing. We don't want to have to deal with it. Steward, and just go ahead and give this a bunch of extra shields, why not? And thanks to our rage triggers here, the imp is going to do at least a little bit of something, so that's nice. Get our Morsel Maker online, and we should be in really fantastic shape from here. And I guess we start stacking up armor on this guy. Go ahead and do one of those. And unfortunately, just don't have room for anything else here. So. Let's see. Yeah, let's just kill the unit in the back, I think. Alright, the haste is something to worry about a little bit, but again, we have all these plinks and whatnot. So, let's start with one. I think torch is fine. Continue doing this. I guess I will try to eliminate that bomb as well. Yeah, I mean, if this unit was something a little bit better than Train Steward, this would be quite good. As is, it's still okay. Link here. And then continue doing this. Oh, we have room, I guess, for one of these. Let's go. Our impact, they're hitting for 19. Oh, I forgot to eliminate the paste unit, but that's okay. Our top floor should mostly take care of things. Although I guess our champion a little bit weak here. So, that was foolish. We're gonna take 2 damage, but it should make or break things. I don't imagine. Alright, let's see what we've got. Implate, Forever Consumed Alloy. Generally a big fan of Alloy, but I think with the tons of extra energy, the X spell looks pretty good here. So let's just go ahead and take a big damage spell. And this is another reason to pick up Demand and Stave, is now we get to pretty happily pick up a Demon Fiend as well. So that's pretty nice. Definitely grab that. And I'm not likely to take capacity, but I do have to think about what our floor is going to look like. So ideally, the top floor would be the Crucible Warden, the Morsel Maker, and then just some sort of DPS unit, potentially this Branded Warrior, maybe something else. Then the middle floor, which has 7 slots, or 6 or 7 depending, could be a Demon Fiend, our Hornbreaker Prince, and then maybe some of these Welder Helpers to help the Demon Fiend be a tank. Doesn't sound too bad to me. So I wouldn't leave room for another DPS unit down there, which is okay. So either way, I'm pretty happy to take draw here. Again, we have so much energy to spend. That's definitely a good thing. But we kind of have two of our floors mostly figured out, so we need to think about potentially getting a start on the third one, and we could either duplicate something or try and pick up a new Umbra unit alongside an artifact, which is definitely not nothing. The remove also decent as well. So we could pick up a second Branded Warrior potentially. Through the duplicate, it's an all-red DPS unit. You saw it did some pretty good work there, though. It's not always going to be that effective. The slay triggers aren't always easy to set up. We could make a second Demon Fiend and look to improve them both. They're definitely strong units on their own. Though I do hate copying a unit that has no upgrades on it. Definitely kind of sucks. We could actually go for the second Crucible Warden now that we've picked up the Boneshaker, because we do have these Untumbra Assaults, and the Planks will do stuff occasionally as well, so actually I'm not totally opposed to trying to do that. There won't be room to play Morsels where the Morsel Maker sits, so we can try to feed the rest of them into the second Crucible Warden. Maybe that's the way to go, and then we just have that sort of almost be its own floor. Yeah, I could see that working. Let's give it a shot. Don't usually go for 2 Gorge units, but I think it might work here. And for removal, the Stewards are already looking quite bad. We don't really have room for them, so let's start there. And our champion can either get multi-strike or better slay. Multi-strike often is good. We're not currently looking to set it up with the Branded Warrior, but that could potentially change. And obviously Rage is quite good with multi-strike. Plus it makes him survive. I think this is just a little bit better, and then we look to pick this one up next, probably over the third multi-strike. Alright, let's see how this works. Full heal and they go up a floor. It's definitely a scary one. The small units, we still have the just damage spells to eliminate, though again you can now see these guys have 2, and now all of a sudden these Plinks are just crap, so it's just the Torches and the Untumbras at this point. But I do think that's enough, so those guys aren't too much of a concern, though we will have to be incanting, which means these guys will be even tougher than usual. So how scared are we of a 90 health unit? Somewhat scared, and this gives us an artifact. I think the random artifacts tend not to be worth particularly difficult trials. Money is just a more sure investment. These can often just not be very useful, so I'm going to keep this off because I am a little scared of the big units. Okay, looks like we have a smaller bottom floor. And we also drew way too many of our units, which is a concern. Wow, this is all but 1 unit in one hand. That is so bad. Alright. So if we played Demon Fiend, we get to play 1 other unit with it. Or alternatively, we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 and play everything except the Demon Fiend. So I think we do it that way. We'll draw the Crucible Warden next turn. We just kind of skip out on the Fiend for this particular. Yeah, I think that's correct. And we can actually, we have 7 slots here, so we can actually play all our units on the same floor and make quite the powerful floor here, I think. So that seems good to me. Yeah, play that, and then just have to figure out the order for these since they both have slay triggers. What's more important? I think giving Rage the whole floor is a bit better. Though who's more likely to actually get the triggers is also an interesting question. So, gosh, I'm gonna go with this one further up front. I don't know, maybe that's right, maybe that's wrong, hard to say, but this floor should handle everything pretty darn well. Oh, we even have an extra energy. The Train Steward, not really doing anything for me. So I think I'm just gonna dump him here to die. And with this, of course, we could have taken the trial, but like, that's such an unusual hand, you know? Let's see what we have. We have a Torch and Untumbra Assault, so let's assault you. Get some of these morsels going. And then Torch you. And yeah, we'll go ahead and just play this. Alright, we draw our welder helpers here. Well, we don't have a lot else to torch at the moment, so I think I'm happy to go ahead and eliminate these. And I guess I might as well do that as well. And just dump right down there. Play some of these, and eliminate the other one as well. So it looks like if we wanted kills, we should have put the Branded Warrior further back, but you know, I don't think it matters too much here. And mostly unconcerned with these spells. Oh, there's our Demon Fiend. Though once again, not a great time for it. I'd rather just go ahead and torch these guys. And this doesn't really matter too much. There we go. Alright. Inferno, pretty obviously not good when we have all our floors going. Pyre Chomper could do something sometimes. We have 3 X spells and the Demon Fiend. I actually don't hate it. We have enough ways to use our energy, I think, and Infinite Box I'm not too interested in. And here, Prism Retrieval, Gemtro, Furnace Tap. Just looking at this Furnace Tap, the Ember Drain 4 is quite a lot, but adding multi-strike on some of our units is definitely powerful. Gem Trove could be decent as well, we can afford it, and damage shielding an entire floor can often do something pretty good for you. It also generates a bunch of more souls, which is nice. And even Prism Retrieval isn't bad, but we do have a couple of the imps that we don't want to draw off of it, I think, so I'm going to go with a Gem Trove and just keep grabbing expensive cards, maybe being a little too greedy in that department, but it's okay. Can't really afford a Trinket, we don't need the health, so I'm going to look to go this way. Make a few of our spells cheaper. Ooh, Holdover is definitely nice. So, I think Holdover probably wants to go on an Entumbra Assault. If we don't do even anything else, we can keep playing and then slaying our Imp every turn, and that's really good, and this can often eliminate enemy units anyway, so I'm a big fan of that. Magic Power and Consume, really happy to go on a Blink, make it actually into a decent spell. So I'll give one of these Holdover, and then I think I go ahead and make it free as well. I wouldn't mind getting reduced cost on something like Gem Trove, but if we're going to play this every turn, I'd rather it didn't cost any energy. And then check our cave before we do any potential rerolling. We get these options, okay. Heartless is interesting. We don't have ways to heal outside of occasional lifesteal morsels, but they could end up mattering. I might just go for the Heartstone maybe, and like give the Branded Warrior some extra health, just to make sure it can survive sweeps and stuff. Though maybe I just give 10 to everything. And health. Then, I mean, that helps. Although it... No, I can't do that because that breaks our Imp combo too much. So I'm going to do this, and then I just have to figure out if I'd rather give it to the Warrior or like one of these Crucible Wardens. I would love it on the Fiend, but I don't want to fill up a slot, I don't think. I'll just put on this guy for a little bit of extra safety. It can help in the setup phases as well. He can take a hit or two before I put a tank in front of him. Not an incredible event, but that's okay. Let's see, next time we're going to the Merchant of Steel most likely to try and get our Demon Fiend and Morsel Maker powered up a little bit. So I'm gonna save this money, even though I do think upgrading Gemtro would be nice. We might not be able to take this challenge, so I want to make sure I have at least some cash. It's armor 15. I think we can take this one. It's scary. It, again, means a lot of our spells do nothing, but I think our units hit hard enough that we should be able to get through it. And we have 85 pyre health, so okay to risk a little bit of higher damage here. Okay, it's a fine result. Think a little bit about what this is gonna look like. I definitely like the Prince in the middle as before. And then I have to decide if I'd rather have the Crucible Warden here to try and set up that super floor again, or like put it up above to begin with. But I guess we can always put the second one up there later. So the only thing would be to save a Demon Fiend slot here and go Crucible on top and bottom. I could see that being a possible option as well. It sort of depends on how we draw. But I think I'm gonna prioritize this for now. And means we'll kill the front unit, though I don't know if that's something we even want necessarily. So as is, they're gonna come up here. If we don't play anything else, this kills the front unit, and then our champion gets to score a kill, which is nice, though it does deal less damage to the overcharged tank. Be really nice to obviously hit the tank with the Forever Consumed, but that's not an option. So if we kill this, instead this gets a kill, and then our tank just hits this twice. I think it's better to power up instead, so let's just do a little bit of damage to you for now, and not play the Consumed. Okay, and we find another Crucible Ward, and we get our good Plank, which we'll probably play down here. And we get to play Pyre Chomper for a little bit of energy, that's always nice. So okay, I think I'll go there's a lot of decisions to be made here. If I played this on the bottom, it dies the tank, which isn't so good. If I played here, though, it also creates a problem, and if I played up here, then it limits our space for this Crucible Warden, though we have space for morsels here. I think it's best to just throw it down here, even though it'll give that guy a extra charge, and then kill this with the Untumbra Assault, I believe. Play this Blink down here. Okay, that's a decent result. And then give these guys a damage shield. Play this Crucible Warden up here, and just play the best of the morsels that we can. So we get 3 here and 2 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll play everything except the energy morsel. And I'll give this a bit of extra attack in preparation for next turn, and give this more of the defensive ones. Let's see, that's a Harvest trigger. Our Demon Fiend's still in the deck, right? So we don't want to screw this up too much. But I can save the Pyre Chomper, I guess that's okay. As usual, we draw our Demon Fiend with all the other units that we need. Though we'd have 6 energy, so we can maybe do something with it. But I think skipping out the Branded Warrior is a little too much, so we'll do it like this instead. And that gets us a kill here, and then this guy's gonna get through, but it's okay. Let's go ahead and slay this for now. Get some more of these, and could actually kill a unit with this branding right. I don't think the armor is going to end up being too relevant, so I might as well do it. So still having trouble deploying over units. That Demon Fiend being so expensive is just kind of a lot. But you know, what can you do? And of course our spells not being particularly effective this combat is an additional burden, but it is what it is. I can actually Untambra Assault you to death if I wanted to. Is that better than just playing the Welder Helper though? Yeah, that's probably okay. And then that's when you just play a million more shields. Boss. This is a little bit unfortunate. Can't really do enough damage, I don't think, to anything. As long as I'm gonna kill this or that, for that matter. So I guess we'll just apply more shields. Our Pyre took a beating in that battle, but you know, it's the price you pay sometimes for taking a challenge. I think we'll be okay. Our setup's definitely a bit slower than I'd like. Need to remove more of the bad cards from the deck, I think. Alright, I like both of these, again with the Endless Imp. Good way to get rid of them for some profit. Dark Deal does it well enough, but these are definitely more important. So whenever I deal 50 damage or draw a card, I think dealing 50 is generally pretty good, and we can make this stronger as well. We have the spare energy usually. Okay, and this is another good way to get rid of an imp. Though Grovel also looks decent, but I think I'll take the Cannibalize here. So that Endless Imp starting to pay off pretty well. And now, again, looking to go this way, the Pyre health all of a sudden pretty decent. We get some removal, which I just mentioned we needed, so this is all pretty good. Alright, even though we haven't been able to get this Demon Fiend into play, I do think multi-strike on it would be quite good. I can give this guy some rage. He doesn't need to be strong late in the fight, but making him a little bit stronger if we draw him early is definitely good. And I think I skip out the Battle Stone. I would like a more offensively minded thing here, and really would love like a quick or maybe even a health upgrade on the Demon Fiend. So let's reroll and see what we find. Large Stone. Throwing a large Demon Fiend? Not against it. It's pretty much on its own floors, kind of the plan. Except when it isn't, I guess. If we ever draw the Morsel Maker early, that plan gets a little bit weird. Because then we're probably looking to play Crucible Warden plus Morsel Maker on the top. And then, I guess then we go Warrior, Crucible plus Champion in the middle. And try to feed it morsels, and this goes in the bottom. It's a little bit awkward, giving it the large stone. but I think it'll work. And then of course 10 health or 10 attack there is pretty good. Alright, definitely need to get rid of the last of the stewards. Those are just awful. And I'm gonna pay as well to remove probably one of the plinks, they're just so bad. Alright, and we're off to fight Arcus. So we get a smaller floor here. So I have to think about that, what that means for us. So it's gonna be hard to get, yeah, we can't get both DPS units then behind it because that won't leave enough space for morsels. So what I think my plan is gonna be then is to play 2 of these on the top, plan to put the Morsel Maker up there for the last slot, and then go Crucible Warden plus Branded Warrior in the middle with some space for morsels and our Fiend on the bottom probably. So yeah, let's set it up that way. And looks like we get to clear everything for now, which is nice. Okay, we get the Pyre Chomper, that's really good. So we can deploy that down here for now. Get extra energy, that means I get to play you there, play you here. We're gonna get a thing from this dying, but you know, I can live with it. And yeah, play the Welder Helper on this floor, it should be able to fit just fine. Alright, so now we get our Branded Warrior online, and we're basically set up this. Go ahead and give you some armor. I think this is best. And we're looking to find our various sacrifice effects here, of course, for these imps. Alright, we don't find a sacrifice effect, but we find an Umbra Assault. That's decent. Yeah, throw out this blink, and the Assault on that. Let's just play, I guess, unfortunately only one over here. Go ahead and give it attack. And here, I'll just prevent the damage. Give this a little bit of additional armor and just additional shields. Our champion, of course, not getting kills, or really either of our slay creatures not getting very many kills, because this thing's just doing too much work. So I guess for the future in this situation, we might want to actually reverse this and have the Demon Fiend on top. It's not getting any stronger. Whereas these guys would be, and this can handle quite a bit of damage as well, so that's something to consider for the future, but now it is what it is. I think we'll be fine for this fight in any case. And slay that. We do, yeah, I think we actually torch this, because we kind of need the space. And I don't really want 3 more morsels is the issue, so I guess I'll just give this 4 shields. Should have probably played that. I don't think we needed the shields so badly, but I couldn't afford to. Doing fine up there, and yeah, now we're in full-on good mode here as we get to play this, immediately sacrifice it, and then also on Umbra Assault. Be in really phenomenal shape. I could sacrifice one of these to get more morsels, but we'll end up with one floating around the deck, which I don't really want, so I'm not gonna bother here. So yeah, I think if this floor's smaller, this setup works, except we just need to reverse the Demon Fiend on the top floor, and it'll be great. Alright. Play that. Play that. Get rid of these shards. Continue stacking shield. Does this thing solo the boss? No, it doesn't even get close to soloing the boss. Good to know. I will go ahead and put some armor, I suppose. Get some morsels out of the deal. I don't know if lifesteal changes anything here. It does a little bit. Nice. Totally fine. Didn't even need the top floor. Damage shield's just doing quite well against non-multi-strike bosses, of course. Alright, Trample, Impalate Alloy. This I'm not too interested in. Trample could be neat, but I don't think it's quite what we want. They're obviously the Demon Fiend can hit pretty hard, and like if you can get it set up on your Hornbreaker Prince, you can get more Slay triggers out of it sometimes. And those are both reasonable, but I think I'd rather have an alloy to just make sure we survive the early parts of the fight. And it is actually a bit of a contest between draw and energy here. We're still running into a little bit of energy issues at times, though admittedly once we deploy the Demon Fiend it's not so bad anymore, so I'll probably just go for draw. But I think there could be an argument. Maybe we have a lot of X spells as well. And yeah, that said, the Unstable Vortex to remove more stuff, and the Merchant of Magic just to make her spells cheaper could be pretty good. Versus a duplicate and some money. Is there anything we want to duplicate especially? Can't fit any more units, so we don't want to do that. So it's just a matter of, are any of our spells good enough to dupe, and I don't think any of them are so impressive that I want to make extra copies, so I'll just go this way. And yeah, look to make our spells a bit cheaper. This, not too exciting. Let's check the cave real quick, see if there's a spell there we might want to remove Consume from. Probably not one of these. Do I even want any of these? This will be Packed Morsels, which I guess is okay if we draw it early. It's pretty bad late. We don't often have room for all the morsels. This is just regen we really don't need, and it's going to be Rage. I don't think I want any of these, unfortunately. But, you know, the money's something, I guess. But it's a pretty weak cave event, obviously. Let's upgrade our champion. And yeah, this time we're just going to go for the better Slay trigger. And definitely look to make something cheaper. And then what's the other one? 10 magic power. So I think that either goes on the Entumbra or the Plink. I mean, it's good here, obviously, but this is mostly there to get rid of our imps, so I'm not as worried about it. The Plinks we're looking to remove, but if they get powered up, they're like, okay. I'll do it on the Assault, and then make Gem Trove one cheaper, make it a little easier to cast, and not a lot of point rerolling at that point, so just get rid of some more Plinks. Alright, time to go to the next fight. Hope we do the trial. The extra money would definitely be nice. 20 armor, huh? And it's the multi-strike conduits. They have 6 health, which means most of our spells don't kill them anyway. The Suntumber Assault kills one. The Plink can kill one, the upgraded one. Oh boy. It's gonna be rough either way, is the long and short of it. We're at 85 fire health. 20 armor. 20 is a lot of armor. Our Prince hits for 100 to start. These things have 190. We're gonna have for 10 times 2. Man. I'm gonna try it. I'm not 100% confident. Maybe that means I shouldn't, because I am reasonably confident for the final fight, so I guess we don't need the money that badly. Alright, let's be a coward and try to win the fight instead. Okay, we did get the setup from before, so as I mentioned last time, we'll try to deploy the Fiend at the top this time. Get our Prince going here in the middle. So one of these. Would be nice to get that. Be able to. Let's see here. So obviously our Prince needs to live. Can we fix that with some damage shields maybe? Because I would like to probably set these guys up on the bottom, but then I can't fit anything in there. Yeah, this is the danger with drawing the Morsel Maker a little bit early. It's 5 slots here. I guess I could play both of these here. And then just only leave one spot on the bottom. It's not great, especially since the bottom is the spot taking the most damage, so just eating one morsel each turn is usually not going to be good enough. But if I put both of these here, that doesn't really work that well either, because then if we put both these in the middle, we have no room for morsels, so that's even worse. I could skip out playing in the Morsel Maker entirely, potentially, and wait for him to circle back around. We do draw 7 cards a turn, our deck's not that big. Could be an option as well. We're okay at generating morsels. I mean, that would give me more energy to play with as well, so I could play Gem Trove, then sacrifice one of the Gem Troves into a Cannibalize. Leaving us with 1 more energy, I guess, to play the Crucible Warden, so I guess that's gonna have to be the plan here. Alright, so we'll go you here. Unfortunately, that means the Collector gets away. I could Branded Right the Collector to kill it, leaving us with 2 energy. Is that good? Doesn't sound phenomenal, to be honest. I think I am gonna have to do it this way. And we'll sacrifice one of these. Well, is that even necessary? We only have 3 slots anyway, so maybe rather than playing Cannibalize, I play one of these cards. Yeah, it's probably better. These aren't like so bad. This is gonna get damage shields anyway, so I'll give this the attack and give this the damage shield. Then I should have put these in the back. It would have actually dealt a little bit of damage, but it's okay. And I guess I'll just put them in full shard. Alright. Definitely a little bit of a rough start here. This shouldn't do too much damage to the pyre, at least. Let's see, so we definitely need to set this up on the bottom. Try to make sure it doesn't die. The pyre chomper goes a little bit towards doing that, so just play him in the front, take a hit, that's fine, I think. We can go ahead and give something armor as well. I think I'll give that to the thing that doesn't have damage shields, probably. And then we just play an Untumbra Assault. Oh, we can actually play it on one of these guys. That's better than killing our own unit, I think, in this case. So, let's kill one of you. Kills the front guy, fine. We can't play one there now, so... Does he have 3? You have 3. I might choose to do the morsels up here and then just play a whole bunch of extra shields on this. Hopefully we stem the bleeding soon here. Let's see, this should be dying, right? Okay, so we're doing fine on that front. We definitely want to get the warrior going in this floor. That should help things a bit. And we can even kill something with an Untumbra Assault. And the other Untumbra Assault can kill one of the multi-strike units. That's really good. But I want to save damage. Do it here, I think. I'll definitely play that, and then we have what? 1, 2, 3 slots right now, but we can torch our imp for an extra slot. So, I'll give you lifesteal. Let's see, 3 and 2. Do this, and play the alloy on you? Sure. And we drew our helper. We're getting lifesteal here, so I don't want to mess with that. So I think I'll just go ahead and impressive on this floor. Seems fine. Do want to keep holding on to this, I think. And yeah, I guess we'll do that. That's all fine. Alright, we have a Morsel Maker now, a little bit late. So no reason to really play it on this floor. Might as well deploy it here. And then figure out where we want to start getting armor. We can actually kill this conduit, which is probably a good thing. So I'm going to spend a lot of energy doing that. Should help us deal a bit of damage. Just go ahead and play a couple of these. And I guess we'll get this armor. And this floor should hopefully do sufficiently well, and it does. Alright. Glad I didn't take the trial there. That was pretty scary, even without it. Though we missed the collector too, so we're quite poor going into the final circle, but that's alright. Do we have any consume spells we care about? Alloys, alright. Primal Dusts are okay sometimes. The 21 Plink is actually not too bad, but I don't think this is quite good enough still. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip these. A little late for Blazing Bolts. Shroud Mitosis probably fine. We can usually just multiply one of the morsels we already have going from the morsel maker, and it's just pretty good value. Alright, so we'll go towards the Merchant of Magic, improve a couple more spells, and move on to the final boss. Still not too interested in removing Consume. Adding Consume is okay. Let's get another Plink powered up. And then minus cost on... Lots of options here. I think Forever Consumes, it's effectively 30 damage. It's pretty good. And it's then we'll have to decide between a Purge and a Reroll. In the meantime, cut a couple torches. I think cutting another torch is going to be better than re-rolling for like one more upgrade. So I'll do that. There we go. Feeling reasonably confident about this one, though of course you can always have some bad luck in your draw order and also in where the boss decides to hang out. Alright, this time we have a smaller top floor, so we have to kind of redesign our situation here. We drew the Morsel Maker early, which means we can't try to go for the super floor unless we let it come back around. So I could just simply set these two up on the top, I guess. That would work. Then they just, yes, that would be the 4. And this is our 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 floors, so what would that look like? Crucible Warden, Branded Warrior, Prince in one slot. Don't love that. If we play the Fiend there, it could be like Fiend plus a DPS plus some room. That also doesn't work out that well. I guess we could play all 3 of these in the bottom, actually. That kind of works. And then we could go Fiend plus Branded Warrior plus some room in the middle and just have a Crucible Warden at the top, something along those lines. I think I like that. That gives us, let's maximize the Morsel Maker draw here. So let's do that. And then just figure out what I want to play here. Oh, I can play this for 0 to kill here, which is really good. I am gonna kill this guy. And then apply armor, kill you with Forever Consumed, and just play these somewhere. I guess the top makes sense. This is non-morsels, right? Yeah, so I can play this at the top and feel okay about that. Alright, we draw everything else all at once, a little bit scary. We could play a Plink here. That doesn't leave us much energy to play with. Do want to get the Demon Fiend down, I think. So maybe we skip out on the Warden for now, though we do want to get those shields stacking as well. Oh, tricky spot here. This is at least surviving, which is nice. So we can kind of leave this alone if we wanted to. If we don't play the Fiend, we get to play everything else. The Torch not doing much, so it would be Crucible Warden up here. Then what, these two down here? Don't like that very much either. I think we skip out on the Branded Warrior and we go for Demon Fiend Crucible Warden. And then just let this take a bunch of damage. It has the armor at least. It should be in okay shape. We guess it doesn't matter if it goes front or back. If it goes in the front, it'll just... I know it doesn't matter, because it'll get the shield back, and I also get the kill here, so that's really good. Alright. And we take our 1, that's fine. Alright, don't love seeing that, but that's okay. We do get the Pyre Chomper with some Primal Dust. That's a nice combination for sure. And let's see. So if we play this and then play Impressive, it gives this an extra 4 attack, but it does eliminate this unit. So right now we're taking 51. If we do it that way, we'll take 50. So that doesn't accomplish a whole lot. So I'd rather not buff the boss then, if I can help it, and just play these elsewhere. So I'll play this up here. I guess I don't even have to sacrifice it right now. What are we drawing next turn? Yeah, we'll get a way to kill it, so I might as well just maximize on this dust. So I'm just going to give this as many shields as I can. I need to start stacking some armor on the Alpha Fiend. Alright, we're doing perfectly fine over there, so that part's good. We do need to do something about all this right now. And Plink is probably not a terrible place to start. Okay, I killed one, and let's see what else we can do. Could kill this with the Entumbra Assault. Probably worth. Yeah, we have the sacrifice as well, so we don't need to be killing our own unit. Yeah, let's do that. It's bound to help a little bit. We have what? Once we sacrifice this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slots, yes, that's fine as well. Although we might want to just play the... Well, I have to do this just to get rid of this guy, though I could just torch him. So I'm just trying to figure out how many spaces I have for all these morsels, and like, because I think the Gem Trove is a better play than the sacrifice right now. Just to get a damage shield on the Demon Fiend. Which I'll also go ahead and do that here. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Do that. Torch this guy. We don't want him for sure. Let's give a good one to you. What else do we have? Lifesteal is also fantastic on you. And then just give you health. And he's gonna have just some attack. I guess we're stuck with one in hand, but that's alright. Our champion really needs to get kills. This is not good that he's not getting any. I mean, hopefully our tank lasts long enough that it won't matter too much, but it's not where you want to be. Alright, and here we get to get a nice Entumbra Assault going again. Play our Welder Helper and sack it. All good stuff. So we'll just feed these up here. And then Branding Right can also go to you, probably. Seems fine. And if I torch this, that means I can kill it with the Entumbra Assault next turn, so that's at least something. Yeah, it doesn't look like our champion's going to power up in all this battle, which is not good. Not good at all. Alright, this is scary. Thinking 88 is not where I want to be. So, let's eliminate a couple of these units. We have 2 Entumbra Assaults, that's really good. I'll definitely play the smaller one like this. Makes a lot of sense. I guess if we can kill everything and give it a shield, that would save us the most damage, so I might try to do it that way if I can. Which, Leaves this place a little more exposed, but this fiend might have to do quite a bit of damage to the boss. So I think I'm okay with it. So this I have to play for 2 energy. Oh, so that means not getting the Branded Warrior online. That's a little bit awkward. But I guess we can try to play him towards the end on the top floor maybe instead. Ah, man. Yeah, I think that's the best thing to do here. So we'll do that, then we play this. Now this gets prevented, which is nice, and we get to deal a bunch of direct damage to the boss as well. And I am going to let it hit us just to clear that stack of bad stuff here. Use some extra attack. Give you a bunch of extra health. And I'll give you some armor, sure. I didn't clear the stack out. That is not how I thought that works. Okay. A little bit awkward. It's okay. We finally find our helper here. That's nice. Let's see. Definitely plink this floor. I guess we'll take our 20 now. Play the helper and probably kill it. I guess we can kill it with Torch, so we can kill this with the Entumbra Assault. Torch you. And again, I'm going to keep stacking the good morsels here, though I am going to put 2 up here just to make sure this has as many shields as possible. I think that'll be important for later. And give you a couple of damage shields. Well, I can't do it this turn. I don't know that I want to make you any stronger by giving this damage. So I'm going to actually hold on to this dust. Our champion finally managed to get a kill at the end there. That's at least helpful. And we're doing 800. Not obviously what we were hoping for. That's okay though. Got a lot of interesting options here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm definitely gonna mitosis one of these. Let's see. I have to figure out the math here. So they're gonna need 3 charges. That's gonna need the 4th charge. Okay, so it's just the boss. That's easy math. Once I cast a spell, it's gonna go 29 attack. I have 63 health, so extra health won't do anything, so we're better off with extra attack. Alright, so I'll mitosis the attack one here. Okay, that buys us a good bit of time. Then, let's see, we have 4 energy, so we get to play everything, that's good. So we can go Torch, Assault, then Welder, Helper, Cannibalize, and now I played this Branded Warrior. It's a good deal of extra attack, and I'll get a kill here as well. If I don't play it now, I'm not playing it at all, so I have to decide which floor to play it on as well. Is this better off just by itself and having extra morsels, and then this can sit behind a million damage shields? Maybe that's the best play. This has 170 life, so it's gonna last about 6 turns. This is gonna last longer even with just the damage shields it has now. So I think this is actually the play. And here, I definitely want to eat the miner. I definitely want to eat the damage shield one. Then going to 171. It's gonna have so 50 minus 5, 145. 145 plus 29 is 174. We're at 175, so putting damage here actually does matter. So let's try it like that, I guess. Alright. Doing about 1,000. It's not bad. Now we just have to figure out if we would like to actually cast spells here, or if we're better off just like casting a gem trove up here and playing a bunch of morsels, not buffing the boss anymore. Because if we buff the boss at all, we're at 170, 181. 181, 30 times 6 is 180. So we can play one spell and not over buff here. But if we play more than one spell, then it starts killing us a hit faster. So the gem trove down here makes sense, I think. This floor ends up doing more damage. Oh, I could also just play the primal dust, probably. That's better. Even though it won't give us the morsels, it's just so many damage shields. Yeah, that's probably best, actually. There we go. Alright. And now we should be in phenomenal shape for the last floor to handle this. Alright. Looks like we win. Pretty decent run. Definitely some interesting floor gymnastics here with the mine jacks and the one less capacity flipping around. So had to be a little flexible, play with some different sized floors. Had lots of extra energy, which was nice, though still made it. The Demon Fiend's still difficult to deploy, but definitely carried us in the end here, so interesting little run. I haven't generally had two Gorgers as well, so lots of things I don't generally experience. Definitely an interesting run. Maybe the Hellhorde Prince will let somebody else take a turn next time, but for now we bring him to victory once again. This time supported by some Plinks, which, you know, they helped in the early game. I'll give them that much. But in any case, it's another win in the books, and thank you for watching. I'll see you for the next one.